One of the project leader's key responsibilities is to keep stakeholders engaged and to manage the relationship between them and the development team. And stakeholder engagement doesn't just happen at the beginning of your Agile project. The 5 phases of the APM model are the initiation phase, the release planning phase, the development phase, the review and adapt phase, and the closing phase. Stakeholders play a critical role in the activities that take place in each and every one of these 5 phases of your project. During the initiation phase, the product owner is responsible for establishing the product vision. This is a high-level description of the product that the project will deliver. Its goal is to inspire stakeholders and team members. This is to ensure that everyone has a common understanding of the product. During the release planning phase, the team plans the project work that needs to be completed in order to develop the product. In consultation with other stakeholders, the product owner develops and maintains a product backlog. Stakeholders also help create user stories during this phase. At the beginning of each development phase, stakeholders participate in iteration planning, or in Agile terms, sprints. During iteration planning, the product owner and development team reevaluate the user stories slated to be built during the coming iteration. Once an iteration starts, some stakeholders, namely the product sponsor, simply focus on monitoring the progress of the development team's work. Other stakeholders would be more extensively involved in guiding and advising the team. Stakeholders such as the product owner, the domain expert, and the customer representative act as advisors to the development team, and they should be readily available to answer any of the team's questions or resolve problems that are of other importance. During the review and adapt phase, the product team, managers, customers, and sometimes end users and developers from other projects take part in product demonstrations. This is to evaluate the working features produced in terms of functionality valuable to the customer and overall quality. The development team and stakeholders hold team performance evaluations after each sprint to assess performance, identify areas of improvement, and determine if the team is sufficiently able to respond to change. Despite Agile teams being self-organizing and self-disciplined, they may need to adapt or optimize their processes so they are better able to accommodate customer requirements. Aside from performance evaluations, stakeholders also participate in status review meetings. Meeting attendance would include the executive team, product owner, and project leader so they are able to track the overall status of the project. And during the close phase, stakeholders and the development team may hold project retrospectives or post-mortem meetings to identify and record lessons learned, which can then be passed on to other teams. Automated surveys and evaluation forms can take the place of retrospectives, especially if the stakeholders are geographically dispersed or busy with other projects. In summary, Agile project stakeholders are engaged and active in all phases of the APM model. During the initiation phase, stakeholders, namely the product owner, establishes the product vision. During the release planning phase, stakeholders are involved in planning the project work, developing the product backlog, and creating user stories. In the development phases, stakeholders participate in sprints, reevaluate user stories, and guide and advise the project team as required. During the review and adapt phase, stakeholders take part in product demonstrations, team performance evaluations, and status review meetings. And finally, in the close phase, stakeholders actively participate in retrospectives or post-mortem meetings.